Why do Americans look older than they actually are? Growing up as a teenager in the UK in the early noughties, I would always watch American talk shows like Maury Povich and wonder why on earth the teens on it looked so much older than me or my schoolmates. While of course these observations of mine are anecdotal, they do seem to be shared by my fellow Brits, and I'd imagine in many other Western countries too, given what I'm about to hypothesise later in the video.
Talk to me about you're too young to be a father.
If it is mine, I'm too young to get it.
My own girlfriend, who is American herself, said it was commonplace for her male classmates to have thick facial hair at young ages, something she hasn't noticed in British kids since moving to the UK, and mentions again, anecdotally, that girls at her school menstruated earlier than what she's heard with regards to other countries.
Watch this, you're about to see the face of Danny Meeks, right? Think inside your little brain box, right, I think Danny is this old. Make a decision. I think Danny is years old, right? Don't say it out loud, just think it in your brain. Then listen seconds later to the actual age of Danny Meeks.
Our next contestant here for his final jump is Danny Meeks, 18 years old from Flint, Michigan.
Fuck off!
Well, recently an answer to this lifelong question I've always pondered sprang to my mind. Let's contrast a UK website along with a US website on a specific topic to see if we can shed some light on this. Meat produced in the UK is strictly regulated and shouldn't contain any growth hormones. Government guidelines state that, due to concerns about the potential risk to humans, the use of hormonal growth promoters for livestock is banned in the UK. And now for this article on the University of Minnesota's website. The Food and Drug Administration has approved the use of growth-promoting hormones such as estradiol, progesterone, testosterone, trenbolone, acetate, and zeranol. Something tells me we could be onto something here.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Now, the US FDA will obviously bend over backwards to justify their use of growth hormones in animal farming, stating that they're perfectly safe and cause no harm. But bear in mind that even the shady as fuck UK animal farming industry, along with the EU, has banned such growth hormones from being used in its farming. I mean, what does that tell you when a factory farm hellhole like the UK, a country just like any other, whose big ag enterprise blinds its citizens into believing fairy tale falsehoods that distract from the reality of the farming here, say, yeah, that's a bit too far with regards to the use of growth hormones in its farming. The use of growth hormones in farming is such a shady practice that even people who have attempted to expose them being illegally used in countries where they're banned, like Belgium, have been assassinated for investigating it. In 1995, livestock inspector Karel van Noppen was assassinated outside his own home in Belgium by an organised crime syndicate operating on behalf of Big Ag for exposing this practice. What's also mad is that in the current culture war we're seeing across society with regards to the topic of gender identity, many Americans will condemn the use of hormone therapy for children while pumping their own kids full of growth hormones via the consumption of good old American animal products.
Transgender patients who undergo hormone therapy have a significantly increased risk of serious health problems such as stroke, heart attack.
Lurk around the internet long enough as a vegan and you'll undoubtedly run into carnists on social media who will tell you that vegan children don't grow as fast as non-vegan children. And, well, assuming the studies that show this are indeed correct in their findings, I think we have the culprit. Especially if these studies are coming from countries like the US, where growth hormones aren't banned. Taking all of this into account, it's probably not the case that vegan children grow slowly, but rather at the rate they're actually supposed to grow. This is of course just a theory from my side at the moment, but if my theory is indeed right, this would blow the lid off the potential myth that vegan children have some kind of stunted growth as a result of their diet. So there we have it. When you compare countries that use growth hormones in their farming to countries that do not, you may well notice a difference in the age and growth rates of its children. Big Ag's shady manipulation tactics should do nothing to deter you from the fact that they do not care about animals or its fellow citizens' health, and the use of growth hormones in its food production is a testament to their callous mentality. A mentality that puts profit and, well, growth above anything else. And that is why Americans look older than they actually are.
Who would have thought just injecting hormones into someone to bring their perception, to try to bring their body into a line with their perception of themselves, who would have thought that it would have catastrophic long-term health effects?